Hi guys, it's me. Sorry, that means it's time for another attempt at making a non-Star Wars weekly vlog. Sorry about the lighting. The sun's like right where I sit, so I had to close the blinds and it's a little weird. But as I said, I will try not to make it too Star Warsy, so I'll get what I know out of the way really quickly. Thursday, I confessed that I didn't know a lot about next week's episode. I usually know a little bit more than I do, but the preview that they showed on Rebels Recon didn't really tell me a lot, so I guessed. They have released another preview. The title of the episode looks like it's going to be The Honorable Ones. And it looks like it's going to be Agent Kallus and Zeb. Yay, Zeb! And apparently they get trapped together. It looks like they're trapped on a moon near Geonosis or something like that. So I'm just guessing. The mid-season trailer, we did see them heading toward Geonosis in the Ghost. So that got pretty much everybody excited. And in fact, it was what I talked my friend into, Sean. I think that's who it was. He was talking about how, he wasn't going to catch up on Rebels just yet because he was going to watch Batman. And well, I can give you one reason why you might want to hurry up and get caught up on Rebels. And he's like, okay, what? I go, one word, Geonosis. And he's like, I'm going to go watch Rebels now. So, it works. But, yeah, I don't know if this is the episode that we thought it might be. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully they do actually do one where they're actually on Geonosis and it's just not, oh, look, we're going to Geonosis. Okay, here's the episode. Zeb and Kallus is trapped with big, bad Imperial Agent Kallus on a moon. Really? That's it? So that's next week's episode. So hopefully we get more than just that. Also, if you're a Disney and or Star Wars fan, I am both. Tomorrow night on ABC from 8 to 10 o'clock, they are doing a big, huge special, Wonderful World of Disney, Disney at 60. And it's going to be a big, huge show. Derek Hough, however you say his name, from Dancing with the Stars, is going to be hosting. Elton John, Idina Menzel, they're performing. They're going to have a bunch of celebrities. Harrison Ford is going to be there, so it looks like a bunch of the cast from Star Wars. Yay! It also looks like from one of the previews, what I got most excited about, John Williams will be conducting a piece. So, yay! So, John Williams is going to be there, which means Star Wars music. Yay! He's awesome. Also, they're going to reveal details about the new lands. Among them is the much hotly anticipated Star Wars themed land, which will be at both Disneyland and Disney World. The Disney Parks blog released some news about 2 new Star Wars themed shows that are going to be starting in just this spring at the Disney Studios, which is where the Star Wars land is going to be at Disney World. And those I will talk about Thursday because I did promise I would not do too much Star Wars in my Saturday vlog. So, looks like, honorable ones, Wednesday for Rebels, the Disneyland at Disney at 60 show tomorrow, so go check it out. I'm going to be watching it, of course. As a Disney fan and a Star Wars fan, I have to. And there's some new information on 2 new Star Wars themed shows that they're going to be starting at Disney Hollywood Studios just in time, hopefully for Star Wars weekends, which I believe are in May. And the first stage new show is starting in April, so a couple months. So they should at least have one up and running by the time that happens. So yay, I wish I was going. Star Wars is done, so this is my weekly vlog where I catch you guys up on what I've been doing other than Star Wars. And again, just like last week, except for last week was my birthday, nothing major except for this. I have a new hair look. I have a new hairstyle. I got my hair cut. I hope you guys like it. I love it. I get my hair cut about once a year, sometimes twice, but usually I just get it cut once a year. So for the rest of the year, it looks horrible. It looks raggedy. I usually get it cut once a year, and it was getting so unmanageable that I just decided I was going to get it cut, and I was actually going to wait till Easter. But I got it cut yesterday. My brother got his cut, and every time he gets his cut, I go, we should just shave Aaron's head. But my mom says no, so rats. I'm the older sister. It's my prerogative to be mean to my brother. I love him and he knows it. And he loves me. I hope he loves me. There might be some issues, but got my hair cut yesterday, which is nice. My mom always gets the award. Always gets the award for what she says, because she always says the same thing whenever I go and get my hair cut, especially if I haven't gotten my hair cut for a few months and it's gotten kind of long for me. The longest I've ever had my hair is actually, it's been down to almost the middle of my back. But she always wins the reward, because every time I get my hair and every time I get it cut short like this, usually it's usually I get it cut to here, about my neck, but this time I decided I wanted to get it cut shorter, and this isn't even as short as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to actually be like right here. My mom said no, because of what my hair does. So she's, every time she sees my hair and it's cut short, she goes, "Oh my God, it's so short," and I go, "Yes." So my mom wins the award, because she says that every single time I get my hair cut short. She's like, "Oh my God, it's so short." And the lady who did my hair yesterday, we go to Walmart, and she asked me like 3 different times if I was sure I wanted my hair to be that short. I'm like, "Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. I know I have long hair and I can be a girly girl and I love my hair, but yes, I wanted short hair." So I have my short hair. I'm happy. I'm very happy. The funniest story with my hair is that my hair has changed color. When I was born, it was like kind of a blonde color. I have pictures to prove it. And then as I got older, it changed to a more brown color. I still call it brown, but I've gotten yelled at. My friends tell me, like, "Your hair's not brown. Your hair's not brown." I'm like, "Yes, it is. It's brown." They go, "No, it's not." I'm like, "It's brown." The weirdest story is I used to get my hair highlighted, and apparently I have natural blonde in my hair, so the blonde highlights look really good. And before I went up to school in northern Michigan, I got my hair done by my mom's friend, and she put so much blonde highlights in my hair that it just looked like I dyed my hair, and I've never dyed my hair. And I went up north to Marquette, and a few of the girls actually thought I was a natural blonde. And so they were kind of, and I told them no, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, I'm not blonde. It's just I have highlights in my hair. My hair's actually like brown. And they didn't believe me. And then my highlights started growing out. My hair started growing in. They're like, "Oh, you weren't kidding. You aren't blonde." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm not." So, for the record, I just have really weird hair that likes to change color sometimes. So I don't think I'm blonde. I've gotten yelled at and told I'm like dirty brown blonde. I don't think I'm blonde. I just think I have like little blonde highlights. I don't know. So I have weird hair, just like my eyes. My eyes are weird, so I'm just weird. So yep, pretty much that was all I did this week. I got my hair cut. I live a very boring life. It's not like I don't live a boring life on purpose. I have done really fun things. When I was 5, I got to go to Columbus, Ohio, and I went to SeaWorld and was terrified. And then when I was 8, my grandma moved down to Kentucky, and I went with one of my aunts, the same aunt who took me down to SeaWorld in Columbus, Ohio. We went down to Kentucky to visit my aunt who moved down there to help my other aunt who had a son, and my aunt lived on the Army base in Fort Knox, so I actually got to spend about a week and a half. I lived on the Army base in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and I went to Lexington and Louisville. I have pictures of me standing outside the gold vault. I have pictures of me standing in front of a tank. And while we were there, I was given the choice of going to Mammoth Cave, a zoo, or Santa Claus, Indiana. What do you think I chose? Obviously, I chose to go to Santa Claus, Indiana. I went to Holiday World, which is an amusement park and water park, and it was not my first time in an amusement park. My first time I went to Michigan's Adventure with my mom, my dad, and my mom's brother, so that they could take turns going on rides and somebody could watch me, because I was like, I think not even, it was like July or August, so I was about 5 to 7 months old. So the first time I went to an amusement park, I can't even remember because I was too young, and so I consider Holiday World to be my first real amusement park. It was the first time I rode the Tilt-A-Whirl, the first time I did bumper cars, I did bumper boats, I went on my first Scrambler, which remains my favorite ride of all times. I love the Scrambler and the Tilt-A-Whirl. I went down my first water slide, and I can't swim. And actually, the funny story is, I'm scared of heights, but I loved the water slide. And it was one of the water slides where you sit in the tubes, and one person's in front, one person's in back. And my Aunt Chris took me on the water slide so many times that she got tired. And so I begged my other aunt, my Aunt Holly, to take me. She didn't want to take me, but she took me. And I was actually, you might not believe this, but I was actually really skinny when I was younger. When I was 8, I was very skinny because I was a humongously picky eater. But I was actually really tiny, and we went on the water slide, and when we got to the bottom, I actually slid out through the bottom of the inner tube and popped up on the other side, and my Aunt Holly was freaking out. So after that, I was not allowed to go on any more water slides. Instead, we went to the wave pool, where I again proceeded to demonstrate just how mischievous I naturally am when I'm not acting shy and quiet. Because again, I can't swim, and I was like 7 or 8, and I love the wave pool. It was awesome. They're my favorite thing at water parks. I love, love, love wave pools. They're so much fun. And my aunts looked at me and said, "Look, this is a wave pool. Very big waves. Don't go in above your knees." Okay. They turn around. And they turn back 5 minutes later, and I am proceeding to go halfway up to the front of the pool. The water is not at my knees. I've always been kind of short. So they turn around, and I am halfway up to the front of the wave pool. The water's like up to here, and the waves are coming. And my aunt's like, "Katie, get out!" They're freaking out, and they drag me back, and they're like, "Stay in the shallow water. Don't go above your knees." Okay. They watched me for like 10 minutes, turned back around because my Aunt Chris brought her son Jesse, and he's like a few years younger than me. He was like a toddler, so she was watching him, and she and Aunt Holly are going out and getting like Dippin' Dots, and they're taking turns watching Jesse and me, and they're not really paying attention. So like they watch me for 5 minutes, turn around to the other stuff, turn back around 10 minutes later, and again I am halfway up to the front of the wave pool. This time I got farther, the water was at my neck, and my aunts then proceeded to drag me back to the shallow waters. Said, "Katie," and I'm like, "I know, stay in the shallow waters." Watch me for 10 minutes, go back to digging, and then they turn around, and again, I am halfway up to the front of the wave pool. Needless to say, 3 strikes and you're out. My aunts dragged me out of the wave pool and informed me I was no longer allowed to play in the wave pool because I was giving them heart attacks. So, yeah. My aunts, I was definitely not their favorite kid to, babysit. I was a horrible niece when my aunts were watching me because I knew, especially my Aunt Chris, because she was a junior when I was born, so she was pretty young. And she was my primary babysitter, and then, oh, the sun is awful. I know, bad sun. So, she knew that I could get away with pretty much anything with her, and I knew it. And so, it was very funny. I did not mean to make my aunts freak out, but, honestly, I view it now as kind of a revenge, because that was also where I went on my first roller coaster. And again, scared of heights. The water slides I was okay with. The roller coaster with I think it was like a 10-story drop, and I was just barely tall enough to go on it. That was a different story. I went when I think Aunt Holly took me on it, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine." And we weren't even halfway up the first hill before I was screaming for my mom. So making them freak out at the water park, that I see that now as that was preemptive revenge for making me go on the freaking roller coaster. No, it's like, okay, you're gonna make me go on this thing that's gonna make me scream and act like a big baby. Okay, fine. I'm getting my revenge. When we go to the water park, I'm gonna make you guys think you lost me. So, not planned, but definitely I was very mischievous as a kid, and I'm not that mischievous anymore. I promise. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not. I just like to go and scare my mom because she will fall asleep when she gets home from work. And all I have to do is go up and lay a finger on like her ankle or her arm and go, "Mom," and she will jump like 5 feet. And I'm like, wow. Where's my video camera? I gotta film this so I can send it into AFV. So I am actually not. I promise I'm not mean. It's just that I am by nature impish, and I like to have fun. So basically I've been to Kentucky. When I was 11, I went to St. Ignace, Mackinac Island, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, and Mackinac City. my dad won ferry tickets, and we decided we were just going to make a big loop around the UP. Then when I was 14, my church took a trip. We went to a museum in Grand Rapids, and we got to go see the Dead Sea Scrolls, which when you're older, now that I'm an adult and I know a little bit more about the Dead Sea Scrolls, I appreciate them. But when you're a 14-year-old and you're going with a bunch of adults who are like in their 50s and 60s, and you much rather be doing something else, the Dead Sea Scrolls is kind of like the most boring thing. I actually thought it was punishment. I thought I got in trouble at church, and that's why I had to go look at these scrolls that I couldn't even read. And like the coolest thing, oh look, we found my brother's name. My brother's name is Aaron, and one of the scrolls had the name Aaron on it. It's like, oh my gosh, there's my brother's name, and that was it. And so now I'm older, I appreciate the fact that I got to go see the Dead Sea Scrolls, because not a lot of people do. But yeah, when I was 14, I did not appreciate it. And then in college, one of my art history classes, they were doing an exhibit of medieval armor here in my hometown at the Center for the Arts. And at the same time, the Chinese government had brought over a bunch of artifacts from the tomb of the terracotta warriors, including 2 of the terracotta warriors, a general and a soldier. And so I got to go see medieval armor, but I definitely like seeing the terracotta statues more, because I like Asian art, so it was kind of cooler seeing that. And I did spend, and like I said, I spent a semester up in northern Michigan, and most recently last September, we took a day and we went up to the Mackinac Bridge and St. Ignace, and so that was fun. So I lead a very boring life, so most of the time I stay here. In fact, I pretty much don't. I get to go out like twice a week, so boring life, which is why it's so hard for me to find stuff to talk about. But saving grace, today I will. I promised last week I would talk about my current favorite author, Miss Cassandra Clare. This is Clockwork Angel, and then I have The Dust Jack is Off, but this is City of Bones. This is her first book. She is a really cool writer, and her first book series this is the first book of her first book series, The Mortal Instruments, which everybody just calls Shadowhunters. And then this is the first book of the prequel trilogy, The Infernal Devices. So, I love her. I will admit, when Twilight came out, I was a Twihard. I am embarrassed to admit it now. I did like Twilight. I still have the books. I have the movies. Thinking about getting rid of the books because I like the movies actually better, and I don't even like the movies that much now. But she is better. If you think that these are like Twilight, you are so seriously out of the loop. The Mortal Instrument books follows a girl named Clary Frey who her mother disappears, and she finds out that she is actually a Nephilim, or a Shadowhunter. She is half human and half angel. And as a Shadowhunter, her job is to protect the human world from demons and rogue downworlders. And downworlders are anybody who is not mundane, human. That's what they call humans, they're mundanes, and not Shadowhunter. Downworlders are vampires. Thankfully, traditional vampires who can't go out during daylight and don't sparkle. Downworlders are vampires, werewolves, warlocks, no witches, warlocks. And warlocks, for the sake of this, warlocks are the progeny of demons and humans. So they're half demon, half human. Fairies, which are both seelie, they're seelie and unseelie, and they are the children of angels and demons. And then you get like pixies and stuff. So Clary finds out she's a shadow hunter, and she has to find her mom because her mom was kidnapped by a very bad man named Valentine, who he was supposed to be killed. He went against the Clave, which is the governing body of shadow hunters, and tried to steal the mortal cup, which makes new shadow hunters, in an attempt to make so many shadow hunters and indoctrinate them into his belief that they needed to kill off all, not just demons, they needed to kill all downworlders. And oh dang it, this light is killing me. There we go. So she her mother stole the mortal cup and hid it, and Clary is the only person who can find it, but she doesn't really have all her abilities unlocked. So the Mortal Instrument books is about Clary and her friend Simon, who's a mundane, and how they run into a group of Shadowhunters their own age named Jace, and then the siblings Alec and Isabel. And it's up to Clary and Jace to find Valentine and find a way to stop him and then save the world. So it's actually pretty interesting. One of the more interesting characters in the Mortal Instrument series is a character named Mangus, who's a warlock. And one interesting thing Cassandra Clare does is she introduces this idea that to identify a warlock, you need to look for a distinguishing mark. All warlocks have something that sets them apart. They have one physical attribute that is not normal. They usually look all human, but then they might have horns, or their hands might be claws, or their skin might be a different color. Mangus is a really cool character. He's a cool warlock, and his physical trait is his eyes are cat eyes, which makes it easier for him to blend in with humans. So this is, like I said, this is her first book, her first series, and there's 7 books. There's City of Bones, City of Bones. I have all 7 of them, so City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire, which is like this thick. And then this is the first book in her Infernal Devices trilogy, which is Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. And it is about a girl named Tessa Gray, who goes to London to meet up with her brother, only to be kidnapped by a pair of female warlocks who are sisters. And she discovers she has the ability to shapeshift, which is supposed to make her a warlock. And then they want to force her marriage to a very bad man named the Magister, but she is saved by a pair of Shadowhunters named James and Will, who take her back to the London Institute, where she tries to piece together the history of her past, because they say she's a warlock, but unlike being this, she doesn't have like a physical attribute that makes her a warlock. She actually looks 100% human, except for the fact that she can shapeshift. So this is the prequel, and it's really interesting, and I don't think it really matters what books, if you read the Infernal Devices or Mortal Instruments first, but especially later in Mortal Instruments, there are a lot of characters that do make appearances. There's a few characters that make appearances in the Infernal Devices that are in Mortal Instruments. Magnus is one of them, actually, because warlocks are immortal. But you have to read them both. And she does have a new trilogy coming out. It's called I think it's called Dark Artifacts or Dark Artifices. And it takes place 5 years after the end of City of Heavenly Fire, like 5 or 6 years. And it's about a character that's introduced in the prologue of City of Heavenly Fire, a young girl named Emma Carsters, whose parents are brutally murdered, and she wants to find out who did it. And she's a Shadowhunter. So, and again, that trilogy is a companion. It's going to be kind of a sequel companion trilogy to Mortal Instruments. So there's going to be characters from Mortal Instruments that are going to be appearing in that series. So if you're interested, I do recommend reading Infernal Devices and Mortal Instruments before starting Dark Artifices. You might be able to, but I'm reading it, so I don't know. So it's a good book. She's a good author, good books. I love them. And if you're not a reader, but you're kind of curious, ABC Family, aka with now Freeform, that's the new name, they are running a television series based on the Mortal Instruments called Shadowhunters. So, like I said, it's one of my new favorite TV shows. I absolutely love it. Of course, it's different from the books, but nothing is ever going to stick true to the books. So, yep, I definitely recommend going and checking out the books by Cassandra Clare. If you want to get iffy, like I said, it doesn't really matter which ones you read first, because they aren't that closely tied together except for appearances by characters. And the prologue of Clockwork Princess actually takes place during City of Heavenly Fire. So I love them. It's really interesting. Definitely better than Twilight. I am ashamed now that I was such a diehard Twilight. So yeah. So go check out the books. I'm actually actively collecting her books. I have the complete Infernal Devices trilogy, and I have all 7 books of Mortal Instruments, so I am actually going to try and collect the trilogy for Dark Artifacts. I think it's Dark Artifacts. I don't know. I think it might be. And then that is, her books are the ones I'm actively trying to collect, and they're easier to get a hold of than, of course, Jedi Apprentice, because you can't find that book series anywhere anymore. So, yeah, that's my recommendation. Go check out the books by Cassandra Clare. They're really cool and really fun. They're definitely not going to be a read that you're going to be able to sit down and go, okay, done. You're going to have to take some time to read them. I especially, since I have both books, I will end up going back and forth between the 2 series. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Go check out Cassandra Clare, amazing author. And then if you like them, go check out, or if you're not a big reader, go check out Shadowhunters. She is working on that show as well. And it just started. They had, I think, their 4th or 5th episode this past week. It's on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock on Freeform, aka ABC Family. And it's one of the few shows I watch, so it's honestly really good. So, yep. So, that about wraps it up for today. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day. It's warm. The sun is out. It's beautiful. But I'm not going outside. I've got stuff to do, obviously. I got to get this posted. I got videos to watch. I do have a question. It is Star Wars related. It's a quick question. I did make a comment when I started doing Star Wars Rebels that I would be doing reaction videos, and what I've been doing is I've just been videoing myself watching the episodes and then deciding whether or not it's a good episode to post the reactions. I did do one for Homecoming. I did one for, I think I did one for Legends of Lasat. I don't know. No, I did one for The Call, but I did not post those because I did not think they were very big episodes. So would you guys just want me to post the reaction videos I do end up filming? I'll probably do it again next week. Do you guys want me to just post them even though they're not like very good episodes or not like that good, or what? We are getting closer. We are getting closer to that big episode. The big one we all want to see. But let me know. So, wrap it up quick. Tomorrow night, if you love Disney, love Star Wars, watch Disneyland at 60. Go check out Cassandra Clare books. They're awesome. Tell me what you think of my new hairstyle. Do you think I went too short? Should I have gone shorter? Do you have any recommendations on what I should try with my hair? I am not dyeing my hair. No. I like my hair color, weird as it is. I love it. And remember, Wednesday, Star Wars Rebels, honorable runs. It looks like it's going to be really good. Definitely will be interesting to see Agent Kallus ends up having to work together, considering that Agent Kallus is the one who pretty much gave the order for the Sats to be all wiped out. So that's going to be an interesting show. So Star Wars, check out Shadowhunters Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Star Wars Rebels 9 o'clock on Disney XD. I will be back for all you Star Wars fans on Thursday with another Rebels recap, as well as news about what news I can glean from tomorrow night, and web pages about the new Star Wars lands. The new Star Wars shows are going to be starting. The first one in April, the other one is summer. And some more my Rebels recap, and maybe some more Star Wars rumors. I'm going to pop up a link. Remember, I talked to you about Grand Admiral Thrawn, but I have some more information about that. And then next Saturday, I should have another weekly vlog up, and hopefully I actually go out and do something next week to make it a little more exciting. So, I will catch you all Thursday or Saturday, so see you soon.